Welcome back to the Esports Club. We're back on track with another episode of the Fibernet Gaming Weekly, your one-stop shop for all things gaming and esports in India. We've got a lot of exciting stuff, so let's get straight to it. Indian esports just can't seem to catch a break when it comes to hacking and controversies. The latest of all prey to this is of course Garena Free Fire. Garena has been stepping up its game recently with the presence of Free Fire in the esports world, with official scrim matches for top tier teams and organizations like Entity Gaming and Global Esports both acquiring new rosters. Unfortunately, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, as with Garena's increased efforts in the anti-hacking space with a new anti-cheat and more scrutiny, there seems to be a lot of top tier players who've come under the radar. The biggest names are Ashwatma from Entity Gaming and Zach from TSG Army. Both players have actually been banned for 1 year from official Free Fire esports, and their organizations have been disqualified and have had to forfeit their prize money from the recent events. Entity Gaming has issued a statement condemning the actions of their substitute and reaffirming their commitment to fair play and trying to make a name in Free Fire esports with their roster. Just days after the first incident, Global Esports came out and issued a statement regarding the recent acquisition of their Free Fire squad, Bandra 50. After accusations of hacking from the community and conferring with Garena officials, it was found that 4 members of the Bandra 50 squad were actually using modified APKs for Free Fire. Moving forward, Global Esports will be working closely with Garena and esports officials to hold scrims across various tiers of Free Fire in the country before eventually opening up for tryouts for a replacement roster. Moving on to a slightly brighter note, Valorant finally seems to be coming out of beta despite never really relaxing its regional restrictions during this early phase. But now that we have a launch announcement, we know why. Valorant will be launching in most of the world on the 2nd of June, with countries like Vietnam, India, and the Middle East all exempt from this early phase. That announcement, however, was thankfully amended, including Middle East and India in the launch phase, however stating that these countries will be playing off the Southeast Asian server, with more news regarding these regions to follow. The rumor has it that India might finally be getting its own server for the first time, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Jeff Keighley also revealed that not only will Valorant be launching on the 2nd of June and be free across the world, but we will also be getting a brand new agent, game mode, and map on launch. Fortnite was in the headlines once again, and this time for the debut of Christopher Nolan's latest trailer for his upcoming blockbuster Tenet. Not only was the event showcased in Fortnite, but Jeff Keighley also interviewed the star of the show, John David Washington, and revealed that later this summer, Christopher Nolan will be holding an exclusive screening of one of his hits in Fortnite for fans across the world. Now, if that's not a testament to the global success and scale of Fortnite, then I don't know what is. Let's start off with a segment that has become a staple, an Epic Games free game of the week. This time, it is one of the best strategy games on the market, that is Civilization 6. Take control of multiple civilizations, all with their unique abilities and leaders, for an epic turn-based strategy experience. Not only is the game free to play, but they also just announced a brand new season pass, the New Frontiers Pass, that will bring 6 pieces of DLC over the next few months, starting with 2 new countries and their leaders, with Meier and Grand Colombia already in the game. Our next game is one of the craziest over-the-top adventures you can actually have in any video game world. I'm of course talking about Saints Row The Third Remastered. Jump back into Steelport with remastered visuals and 30 pieces of DLC and all 3 expansions from the original launch included in your purchase. This is bound to be one of the craziest rides in all of video games, as you take a tank skydiving, call in satellite missile strikes, and go on a one-man rampage across the city as you work with the 3rd Street Saints. Next up is a great-looking indie title made right in our backyard, brought to our attention by the good folks over at the Mako Reactor. Miner's Mettle is an artillery-based strategy game that is definitely looking quite interesting. Developed by indie studio Singular Scheme from Mumbai, the game is inspired by the classic artillery warfare game Scorched Earth and of course the Battleship board game that we all know. Your job is to control a fully customizable fleet of artillery ships as you move supplies across the map while also trying to disrupt the supply chain of your enemies. The game is in early access on Steam right now and is expecting a lot of support post-launch with a single-player campaign with up to 8 to 10 hours of gameplay in the works. It's only for 300 rupees and definitely worth a try, and definitely a great way to support indie developers from India. Call of Duty Warzone just had a massive update this past week, and it's something that fans have been looking forward to. The vaults littered across the map are finally accessible through special keycards. Once you get into the vault, you're rewarded with a lot of loot and weapons. Now these 10 vaults are across the boundaries of the map, but there's an 11th special vault as well. To get into this vault, you have to crack the code of some special Russian phones spread across the map. Once you get a hold of these, it starts a mission where you must decode the password, and once you do that, you can gain access to the 11th bunker. Not only do you get extra loot, but you also get a blueprint for a special SMG which is automatically credited to your account. There's also an Easter egg showcasing a nuclear warhead inside one of these bunkers, but that's where it all ends. It seems the living world story of Call of Duty Warzone is shaping up quite well, and I can't wait to see what the next update offers. Now all of this is easily a few hundred GB of games and updates to download in 1 week, and you're obviously wondering how the hell I'm going to get through it. That's where Act Fibernet comes in. With the Act Fibernet gaming pack, not only do you get extra FUP every single month, but you also get an industry first speed boost on demand up to 300 Mbps if your hardware and area support it. Head on over to actcorp.in/gaming, sign in with your Act user ID, and you can get started with the brand new Act gaming packs. That's it for this week of the Act Fibernet Gaming Weekly, folks. What did you think of it? Did you like the games we showcased? Did you think we covered the news well? We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. We'll be back same time, same place next week, so don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. My name is Captain Arya, and I'll see you around.